In the last couple of 3 months, Rome has been quietly building up their mobile app, which I will feature in this channel whenever it comes out, which would be soon, I hear. Anyhow, in the meantime, the only two end-user features they've added are unlimited graphs and encrypted graphs. So let's start with encrypted graphs. If you've been using Rome for a while and you already have an existing graph, it's not going to be encrypted. So if encryption or privacy is important to you, what you must do is export your graph, which you can do here. And I suggest exporting in JSON. And then, well, let's do that. Export. And then go up here, Graphs and Settings. And now create a new graph. And when you do, you will get the option of encrypting it here. So let's do that. Let's create a new graph. Alright, so here we need the password. There we go. So now what we're going to do is import my old graph. I'm going to browse for the JSON file. And here we are, an exact copy of my original graph, but this time encrypted. Now, because password is so important, how do you change it? Again, you go here, you go to settings, and if you are in an encrypted graph, you will find here this menu where you can change the password. And to know if your graph is encrypted or not, you just go to Graphs and Settings, and look at this. The graph is encrypted. Now, an encrypted graph has an advantage, which is privacy, but it has certain limitations. One is that certain extensions, JS extensions, will have access to your encrypted data. Two, quick capture is disabled. Now, what's quick capture? Quick capture is one of probably the biggest feature you have in Rome Mobile, where you are able to just open Rome on the mobile and capture whatever you need, and it gets into your graph directly. So if that's not included, for me at least, that's a big issue. One more thing, backups and export of the graph are not encrypted. Now, I use the desktop app, and offline graphs on the desktop app do not encrypt the images or the media files that you upload. Basically, the media files that are stored on your computer are totally unencrypted. Finally, encrypted graphs might be slower to open. Now, moving on into unlimited graphs. It used to be that you could only have 3 graphs. Now you can have as many as you wish. There's 3 advantages to this, in my view. 1, perhaps you want to keep your work and your personal life separate. For example, in a scenario where you give partial or total access to your graphs to friends. A second advantage is that page names can be used in different contexts. For me, however, the biggest advantage of having unlimited graphs is that I can have information-heavy things such as other texts, other books, articles, highlights on another graph, which will not affect the speed and the weight of my main driver. For example, if we go to romepublic.com, here you will find a directory of tons of amazing documents. For example, let's go to non-fiction, and if we go to the Bible. So I have to study a bit of the Bible so that I can be finally accepted into the Rome team. And as you know, the King James Bible is a huge text, thousands of lines, and I don't want to add that into my Rome database. Not only because it will make it very heavy, but also because, see how long it takes to open, also because it would completely mess up my searches. There's so much information there that I will not immediately use, that if I start searching for certain words, the Bible could come up when I don't want it to. So here it is, all of it. Everything. So what to do? We come here, we export all, JSON. Okay, so here we are. Let's create a graph. Can't believe that name was available. And now what we do is we import. Let's import thousands of files. And that's it. I have the whole Bible here in Rome format and my own graph here, where I basically work and play every day. I don't have to have this graph here weighted down by the Bible or whatever text I want. And because graphs are unlimited now, I can have as many of these huge but important texts in Rome format. Now the question remains, wouldn't it be awesome to be able to send and receive information between graphs? Wouldn't it be awesome to cross-reference ideas between graphs? Well, now it's possible. And it's not a Rome core feature, but you can do it. And that will be the theme of my next video.